2, 1. Hello, everyone. The Melon Man is back, and I'm short on time today. We've had a little bit of holdups, but I have got a monumental guest. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this up. I'm going to do a short little talk with him now, because I know it's important that I get some of the information that this gentleman has accomplished in his life. He is the writer of this book, Uropathy. This book was published in, was it 1997, Martin?
Yep.
This book was published in 1997, so that was 21 years ago. For all those people that are, bashing uropathy now, that are saying that it's toxic, and everyone that's saying it's filled with toxins and how it's negative for your body, none of this is true. This is all incorrect, and we're going to make sure that we shine some light on that today. Martin Lara has cured people, has been there at their bedside when they have come back from AIDS. Did you hear that? He's been there when people have come back from AIDS.
Absolutely. In fact, there was a man in Puerto Rico. One of his relatives recorded my show on Garrinol, sent him the tape, and this guy came to New York 2 months later. You could see what we used to call the AZT Death Mask on this guy, because the poison creates a shiny coating on their faces when they're so toxic that the body can't spell it fast enough, okay? And he was on a wheelchair. He could hardly talk. All he could do was just pretty much just wave or shake his head, okay? And this guy came to New York. He brought me a videotape for me to see how bad he was. And here this guy is on my, monthly seminars. I used to do a seminar every month, and I did it for 10 years at the Lesbian Gay Community Center in Manhattan. This is the
helping people with AIDS or potential AIDS people. Is that correct, Martin?
Yes. Yes. And the thing is, this guy came over. He had gained 60 pounds in 2 months, okay? And everybody was just like, wow, finally we have something that can help us, okay?
So he was using AZT, the AIDS treatment drug.
Well, not just him. That's what the doctors were giving everybody.
Yeah.
In my book, I have 39 pages dedicated to AIDS, okay? And I chop it down one piece at a time, and I prove to people that this is a phantom disease. There is no HIV, okay? In fact, if you Google AIDS test right now, Google will tell you that the AIDS test doesn't look for the virus. It looks for an antibody called P24. You understand? But antibodies have always been a marker for fantastic health. In fact, every time a young student goes to college, they do an antibody test to determine if he has antibodies to all the different diseases that could pose a threat if it's spread among college students. Having the antibody means you are healthy. But the medical industry changed the whole hypothesis with AIDS, and now they claimed that having the antibody was a death sentence, and you had to take chemotherapy drugs in pills. And the most popular one that was given to everybody was AZT. You see, so AIDS is based on the antibody test, because the virus was never found. It doesn't exist. It's a retrovirus. It's a piece of DNA. I tell people, take 50 cars and tear them apart and put them on a big warehouse and grab one piece of a car. You take it to that car. Are you going to say, this is a car? No, this is a bolt This is a brake pad. This is the windshield. This is a mirror. It's not a car. So a retrovirus is a piece of RNA that cannot make any effect on anyone or anything. But the medical industry wanted to have a villain that they could blame for all of these people dying of diseases that have existed for 1,000 years. These people were suffering from consumption. These people were suffering with colitis. These people wiped out the ones who were sick, the original group, the ones dying in the hospital from pneumonia. They had been doing drugs for so many years. They were abusing their bodies every night or 2, 3, 4 times a week in New York City. They were doing colonics every time they were going to an orgy. And these people will lock themselves up in a room with no ventilation, smoking pot, smoking cigarettes, eating pizza, potato chips, and Coca-Cola. So you are burning the candle on both ends, and you are poisoning your body. So your body cannot resist all the abuse, and you end up suffering from consumption because you cannot absorb nutrients from the food you eat, assuming that they were eating anything nutritious.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
anyway,
Hang on a second. There's a few things we gotta take care of here, Martin. One thing has to happen is we got to talk about the title of your book, Uropathy, the Most Powerful Holistic Therapy. Okay, I think that is very important that the title of the book is said again, Uropathy, the Most Powerful Holistic Therapy, because there is so much.
Sure.
This was published in 1997. This man has healed people of many diseases using the urine that is within the sick body, the ill body, the person's own urine. Now, he's also been featured in Newsweek magazine for nursing an AIDS victim from his deathbed back to life using urine therapy. He was in Newsweek in 1995, was it, Martin?
Yes, August 9th, 1995.
But nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about the powerful healing benefits of urine. All we hear about is the same old crap about the toxins that are in the urine. Listen, the toxins that are in the urine that you drink, the 5% that is toxins or less, those toxins are a feedback to your body about what your body needs to heal. It's important. It's necessary. Yes. You need that message to your body, for your body to know what and how to heal itself. So to the people that are rudely chiming in with this anti-UT message constantly, all the time, here's a world authority on UT. Martin?
Okay, let me clarify something. Newsweek is a very short article. They just mentioned me because I was helping people with information. They don't say anything about the people who recover. They don't offer any details. They just mention me. And this was at the time when that movie Waterworld came out with Kevin Costner. It was a flop, but because in the movie he peed in a cup, he filtered it and drank it, and they wanted to interview someone, so I was the most popular guy in New York City at the time, so they called me. But anyway, the important thing is urine is a vaccine. I tell people it is a vaccine. It is an antidote. The pathogens that cause diseases and the substances that cause allergic reactions in the body, there's a sample of them. There's a sample of the toxins, of pathogens in the urine. And by applying it under the tongue, pure or diluted, okay, so even if you use 1/1000th of a drop, or you drink a glass of urine, the benefits is the same. You will develop immunity against the toxins of the pathogens in 7 minutes, and the pain of an infection or the pain of an infectious type of cancer will disappear in 7 minutes. The same goes for allergies. Anyone with allergies can put 1/1000th of a drop under the tongue, and in 7 minutes the allergies will disappear. I have done this hundreds of times, and this is the way that I suggest preparing it. Okay, this is a bottle of liquor that I like to use. This one, because it's flat, so it's convenient to put on your purse or in your pocket. You can keep it by your desk, in the car, anywhere. Okay, you don't have to use the liquor that comes inside. You can empty it, okay, and then you can fill this up with water or juice. If it's summertime, like right now in New York, it's like 95 degrees outside, I suggest using the liquor so that urine will not ferment. But if you put 1 drop in here, 1 drop of urine, you open it up and then shake it. Then you take off the cap, you put your finger on top like so, and you flip it upside down. With this simple action, then you simply touch under the tongue, okay? And in 7 minutes, allergies will disappear, and the pain of any infection or infectious type of cancer, the type that spreads in the lymphatic system, the pain will go away, or the allergic reaction will go away in 7 minutes.
Okay.
In the sense of people who are sick. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you're saying that it's not even necessary to drink a whole cup of urine. You don't have to drink a whole bunch of urine. If you have a drop or even say a teaspoon and you put it under the tongue, that this is enough to create the antibodies and create the healing benefits?
Yes, but I want to emphasize is 1 drop diluted in 600 drops, because this is 1 ounce of liquor. Google will tell you that there are 600 drops in 1 ounce. So if you dilute 1 drop in 600, and then you take whatever moistens your finger, when you flip the bottle over, the little bit of liquid that remains on your finger, that is the antidote. So this would be like 2,000th of a drop. And if you touch under the tongue with that, the pain of infections and allergies will go away.
So you're saying that that minuscule little drop of urine is enough to put an antidote in your own body. You don't need to drink the whole thing.
Yes.
Okay, so is there any benefit to drinking the whole thing, do you think?
Yes, there are many benefits. However, I want to reach the highest number of people.
Right, right. I've heard that from you now. I've talked to you a couple times. I keep hearing the same thing from you, is that you want to influence as many people as you can to realize the truth about UT, urine therapy, orin therapy, what's Shivambu, whatever you want to call this. You would like to influence as many people as you can, and you're afraid, in my mind, from my interpretation, of the fact that people are so against urine therapy that they won't receive the message and they won't respond and take it up, because it's just too drastic and negative a message for people to receive. Is that correct?
Yes, that's my point. Now,
and for that reason, that's why you're trying to encourage people to go to the most minuscule amount of the substance in, a small little alcoholic beverage, a 1 ounce shot, and to take it there. And I think that is unbelievable. You've been doing this obviously for 20 years, and you've seen how people have responded. And so after 20 years, you've changed your recommendation from drinking urine to just drinking a drop in a glass full like this. Am I understanding?
1 ounce, yeah, 1 drop in a 1 ounce bottle.
And I'm here now, hopefully, Martin, to re-inspire you to turn back the hands of time and start telling people again, once again, the truth that they need to drink their urine. I'm encouraging you to go back to that message. People need to know and hear the truth, Martin, and to dilute it is not the way to go. I think the way to go is to directly say it again now, because 20 years later, you have a growing team of people who have realized the truth and the benefits and understand what is actually happening here and understand what is actually stopping the forward progress of this ultimate medicine. I think you should come back to the value of what UT can do.
Yes, but I don't want to send the wrong message.
I hear you. I hear you. You're talking about what you don't want, though.
I want to convince people, I want to prove to them that if 1/1000th of a drop can help you get rid of allergies, can help you get rid of the pain of an infection, then their minds will be opening to thinking, what else could this do to me? But to break the ice, to introduce them to the topic, you need to bring in science. You need to bring in evidence. And still, there are people who will not accept it. But you see, the point I want to bring up is, for example, in the Armstrong book, many people think of it as the Bible of urine therapy. But if you look through it...
What's the title of that book, sir? What's the title of that book?
The Water of Life.
Yes, I've heard of it, yes.
By J.W. Armstrong.
I believe I have a digital copy. I have not read it yet, yes.
This book is more than 100 years old. But if you look through the book, most of the diseases he cured were dehydration diseases. So if you get people to start to hydrate, then their urine will not be so disgusting to begin with, and they may think of it in a different way. You see? So if you convince people, my goal is to convince people that this is a very powerful medicine. Their urine, even 1/1000 of a drop, is a very powerful remedy. So start with that, and then let's teach people to hydrate. Because, you see, it's like preaching to the choir. Jesus came to the world to help the sick, not the healthy. The people who are currently drinking their urine, they are the healthy bunch, but they're far and few in between. The majority of people are suffering from dehydration diseases, and they are the ones that I want to bring my message to, and I want to do it in a scientific, diplomatic, and a very mild way to introduce it to them. You understand? But listen, there are fantastic benefits to urine. You know what else I say to people?
Awesome. Go, Martin. Go.
Your urine is a blood byproduct. It is a sample of what's in your blood. So every time you go to the bathroom, don't flush right away. Look at it. And if you notice a strong smell, remember that this is coming from your blood. So go ahead and drink a liter of water with electrolytes so that you can allow your body to cleanse and get rid of all that waste that's in your blood. Because don't forget, dehydration leads to constipation, which leads to the body extracting moisture out of the waste in the colon, and that dirty moisture is going to contaminate the blood, it's going to contaminate the body, and it's going to cause all sorts of problems depending on where the waste accumulates. So the key to health for those individuals who are not ready to drink their urine, the key to health is teaching them to hydrate.
All right. Now let me just break that down a little bit. The congestion, the constipation is what's causing the body to hold toxins, and it's causing the body, the body's extracting the fluids from the fecal matter because of dehydration. But come back into alignment. Bring this back into alignment with what Erit is saying, with what Sebi is saying, and what Morse is saying, is that the congestion within the lymphatic system, the congestion within the organs, the congestion within the glands, the congestion within the colon, the congestion within the organs is what's causing the failure and malfunction and the misfunctioning of organs and glands is what's causing the occurrence of disease or the appearance of disease.
It's a major contributor to the conditions. Now, I'm going to show you a picture here. This is a picture of the veins over the heart. You see where the vein breaks into 4 parts?
Yes.
Tiny connection there of the lymphatic system. The main vessels of the lymphatic system end up in these subclavian veins. See?
Yes,
so
yes.
The waste from the lymphatic system is already circulating in the bloodstream because it cannot be filtered out until it is pumped by the heart. You see, so there is already a certain level of contamination within the body. If a person allows himself to become dehydrated, then there's going to be additional waste flowing around, and that is what people need to avoid if they want to live healthy. The additional contamination.
Okay, so just to clarify that, you're saying the lymphatic system is already putting waste into the veins very close to the heart. So that argument that you cannot consume urine because of its lymphatic waste qualities is really a bogus false argument, because the lymphatic waste is actually being put into the blood closest to the heart and being pumped to the lungs on a routine basis anyways.
Absolutely. But as I said, because in one of the posts I put up on Facebook, I say, is there a waste in the urine that can be considered toxic? And the most waste that could go into the blood comes from being dehydrated, not from the lymphatic system.
And that dehydration is because you're saying the water is being taken out of the fecal matter and being brought back into the body, and that's bringing fecal waste toxins back into the body. So again, we're coming back to that congestion, the link to congestion. Like, I mean, I feel like there's a connect there between Erit, Morse, Sebi, and what you're saying, because you're talking about fluid from the fecal waste being pulled back into the system to hydrate the body. That's bringing toxic waste back into the body, dangerous toxic waste back into the body, and that's caused by dehydration. Erit, Sebi, and Morse are saying congestion within the colon, congestion within all of the organs, congestion within all of the glands are causing the toxins.
Let me interrupt you. Only in people that have severe dehydration, and if a person remains with severe dehydration for a number of years, the condition gets worse and worse. You see, if a person has a vegan diet and consume a lot of fruits and vegetables with a high water content, they're not going to have this extra toxic waste in the colon to deal with. You see, this is only on people who have a regular diet. And
eating meat, eating cooked foods, eating starches, eating processed foods. Yes, we got to discontinue the meats. We got to discontinue the cooked foods. We got to get away from anything that's not live and raw. Yeah,
and I'm sorry we have so little time, but
yes,
listen.
We're gonna have to do this again, sir. We're gonna have to do this again. Obviously, we're gonna have to do this again. I hope that we've at least given a little bit of an introduction. I'm sorry that we're short of time. I'm sorry that we're out of time. We are gonna book another time. We'll talk again. We'll arrange a time for next week, Martin. thank you for
Great.
at least just initiating this conversation today. I really like what you've brought up, and I'm really interested in understanding your difference of opinion between, you know, the work of Erit, the work of Sebi, the work of Morse, and all of that healing. And you feel, I feel like you've got a little bit of a different message here with the hydration point, and I want to get to that, and I want to showcase the light on that, and I want you to please clearly differentiate, if you can think about this over the week, how you see your message in relationship to what Erit, Morse, and Sebi are saying and have done, and how you think your message is a little bit different than theirs, because I feel like your message is slightly different than what these three men are saying. Now, all three of these men are not all saying the exact same thing. They all are saying vegan diet. They all are saying herbs. They're saying enema. Only Sebi is talking about the urine therapy. Morris and Erit are not talking about urine therapy. You are talking about urine therapy, which
and
is
to close. Let me just say something to close. I only want to teach people how to live healthy. I have nothing to sell. I want people to be able to do it at home without having to spend $100 or $200 buying products from me.
For free. For free, you can heal your body without herbs, without anything. You can heal your body. Healing is within you for free.
And the first step is proper hydration.
Stopping the toxic behavior, thought, word, and action, and hydration.
Wow, this is great, John.
Okay.
I love you, my friend.
Okay. I'm going to stop our recording here. I'm going to be back in touch with you, Laura Martin, next week. We're going to pick it up and we're going to do this again. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Very good. All right.